Have you ever seen a situation where somebody dies and before you know it, the family, the relatives are all over the property, all over the house to take over the asset of the man, despite the fact that he has a wife and has children? Or maybe it's even the wife that died and the husband just take over everything that he has. What do you think the position of the law is? If you've had that experience, maybe someone close to you or yourself, drop in the comment section. I want to hear from you. My name is Eunice Olatiji. If this is your first time of watching me, please click on that red button, subscription. Subscribe to my channel, like the video if you really learn anything from the video. So let's talk about inheritance, where somebody dies without a will or without putting his house in order. When a man or a woman is subject to English law, then the English law will govern the administration of his estate. That is, whatever property he left or she left behind will be governed by English law. Somebody will be subjected to English law if he or she contracts marriage under the Act. That is by going to church, going to the registry to collect certificate, not marriage. So if someone dies and is survived by a spouse and children, or even if it's a child, then the wife will take all the personal assets. The personal assets include everything movables. Is the wife or the husband that is entitled to such properties under the law. Then the remainder of the fixed asset, the real asset, after they must have paid all the expenses, the debts, the funeral expenses, the taxes on it. So from the remainder of that asset, the spouse will be entitled to 1/3 of that real asset, while the children take 2/3. So the uncles, the aunties, the grandparents, they have nothing if the deceased is survived by a spouse or children. In the event that the deceased is survived by only a spouse, no child, then the spouse will still be entitled to the entire personal assets. However, the whole assets will not go to the spouse, except there are no parents, no full blood sisters and brother, nephew and nieces. But if there is parents, if the deceased had parents, then the spouse will only be entitled to 2/3 of the fixed asset of the real estate. The personal estate belongs to the spouse absolutely, but the real asset, he or she will be entitled to 2/3 of the asset, while the remainder will be given to the parents. Where there is no parent but they are full blood sister and brother, they will be entitled to the remaining 1/3 after the wife had taken his. Remember that story I was saying the other time? That was what happened, because if they had identified or acknowledged that our brother acknowledged this child before he dies, the brother won't get anything. And that was how they came out with that employee to say, no, since he said I've been representing as a father, then I'm a father. It wasn't our brother that had the child. So you understand it better now why they have to come forward and deny this child of a true father. Then let's say the man dies single or the woman dies single. Who is entitled is the parent that is entitled. Where there are no parents, the full blood siblings will be entitled. Where there are no full blood siblings surviving, maybe the person has nieces, nephew, they will be entitled to the estate. But let's assume there are no full blood siblings, there are no nieces, there are no nephews. So what happens to the estate? Does that mean that the man just walk and nothing will happen, just lay waste? No. If he has half brothers or half sister, they can now take benefit of that estate. If he has uncles, there are no half brother, half sister, but there are uncles, they can take over the estate, or even the grandparent. The grandparent will even come before the uncles. However, you will save yourself these hurdles if you plan your estate. Plan your estate. You will avoid all this drama of who will inherit you, how are they going to fend for my family when I'm not here, if you plan your estate. In my next video, I will be mentioning different ways that you can plan your estate so that the right people take over your asset, the right people take over your business, and it doesn't lie down waste, or there is no fighting over your asset when you are gone. I pray that we all live long, but notwithstanding, let's plan.